Welcome back to Strength Talk. You ever have that feeling like you're just playing the part of a leader instead of truly being one? Well, today we're going to dive into a playbook that's all about closing that gap, the one between who you are at your very core and how you actually show up and lead every single day. Let's get right into it. And it all really starts with this idea right here. This quote, man, it just gets right to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? You can have all the talent, all the best intentions in the world, but if what you do day in and day out doesn't line up with what you truly believe, leadership just starts to feel like this constant uphill battle. Honestly, it's draining, and it is a surefire recipe for burnout. So, let's explore this issue a little deeper. We're going to call it the leadership disconnect. And you'd be surprised how common this feeling is. Understanding exactly why it happens, well, that's the absolute first step toward fixing it for good. This comparison really nails that internal conflict. See, on one side, you've got your innate qualities, your natural talents, your deepest core values, everything that gives you the potential to be an amazing leader. But then, on the other side, you've got the daily grind, the actions that just don't feel connected. And the result? Every effort feels forced, and that vision you have of being an authentic, powerful leader just feels completely unsustainable. But here's the good news. We can actually make a shift. We can move from that feeling of being disconnected to a state of real, profound alignment. And the key to doing that is a powerful little framework from positive psychology coaching called the BPLS exercise. So what is BPLS? It stands for Best Possible Leader Self. And you can think of it as a tool that's specifically designed to help you get crystal clear on what your ideal leadership looks like. And not based on some generic book or template, but built from the ground up using your unique mix of strengths and values. And this right here, this is the ultimate payoff. The goal isn't just to, act a little differently. It's to create a leadership vision that's so purposeful and so deeply tied to who you are that it becomes its own motivation. You're not pushing yourself to lead anymore. You're being pulled forward by your own authentic vision. It's a total game changer. Okay, so how do we make this real? How do we make it practical? That's where the action anchor plan comes in. Think of this as the bridge that connects that big, abstract vision to your concrete, everyday actions. This is your 3-step guide to putting authenticity into practice. And it's actually beautifully simple. First, you're going to select your core values. Second, you list your optimal strengths. And third, this is the important part, you model one of those values with a real-world action. Let's break each of those down. All right, step 1 is the foundation. You need to choose just 3 core values that are absolutely non-negotiable for your best possible leader self. This isn't some long laundry list of nice-to-haves. These are the guiding principles that have to show up in every single major decision you make. Things like accountability, ethics, or a deep commitment to service. What are your 3? Okay, next up, you identify 3 character strengths. Now, this is a really important distinction. Strengths are different from skills. We're not talking about being good with spreadsheets here. We're talking about who you are at your core. Are you naturally adaptable? Are you diligent? Maybe you're super inventive. These strengths are the engine that's going to bring your values to life. And finally, step 3. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you turn all that insight into actual action. You just take one value from your list and you commit to modeling it, visibly, in one specific action this week. So maybe you decide to demonstrate transparency by openly sharing the why behind a tough decision. Or maybe you model fairness in how you hand out a new project. It's small, it's concrete, and it's how you start building that real momentum. So, now that we've walked through the framework, it's time to turn the lens back on you. It's time to go from just learning about this stuff to actually applying it with a real, purposeful next step. So I really want to leave you with this question to chew on. Of all the values that you hold dear, values like humility or adaptability or courage, which one is most noticeably missing from your day-to-day leadership right now? Be really honest with yourself, because identifying that gap is the single most powerful first step you can take. Because at the end of the day, that's what authentic leadership is all about. It's not some destination you just arrive at overnight. It's a future that you build, consciously and intentionally, one purposeful step at a time. Thanks for listening to Strength Talk.